Dodgers are one game away from making it back to the Fall Classic. They beat the Brewers 3-1 in Game 3. Tyler Glasnow and the Dodgers bullpen, are they back? Shohei Ohtani's bat shows some signs of life. And Mookie Betts, it's time to put more respect on Mookie Betts, the Gold Glove shortstop. Mookie Betts, hey Brewers, looks like you're one loss away from Cancun. And Dodgers, you're in the driver's seat. The Brewers, they made a fatal mistake in this one. I think led to this loss, at least contributed to it in a big way. We're breaking it all down next on the Dodgers Dugout Live postgame show.
It's time for Dodger baseball. Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Warrior Parade. We got it, Parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Ohtani starts the 50-50 clock. Mookie magic. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Live from the heart of Los Angeles, this is Dodgers Dugout Live with your host, Doug McKain.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain. I cover the Dodgers for Dodgers Nation, a credentialed member of the media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Thanks for rocking with us after the Dodgers get the dub. They take Game 3 of the NLCS and are now just one win away from making it back to the World Series with an opportunity to do something that no team in Major League Baseball has done in 25 years, and that is win back-to-back World Series titles. And being up 3-0, it's not a guarantee, but it's the next closest thing. Teams that have taken a 3-0 lead in a best-of-7 series in the history of Major League Baseball are 40-1. The one being the 2004 Boston Red Sox, where Dave Roberts had the stolen base that you'll never forget. And last time I checked, Doc is managing the Dodgers. He's not managing the Brewers. But the Dodgers get the win. Settle in. We're going to do a T-shirt giveaway later. We're going to take all of your comments. I see you guys filing in. It is the official after party. We got Polynesian USA. D-Mac, let's get that sweep. We've got a $9.99 super chat from Miguel. This was the game I was most worried about because Glasnow doesn't pitch a lot of innings, but man, the bullpen came in clutch. Great win, LFG Dodgers. Joe Megazzeni, what is up, D-Mac? I love this show. You get the breakdown. Also, you get to hear from the players after the game, and Dave Roberts is the only show that does that. We've got Andrew Gordon. Let's effing go. We got Jobs Not Finished from 8Kang24. That's always going to be the mindset of any LA team. If you're an LA team, that's always going to be the mindset, is jobs not finished. You're up 3-0. But here's the thing. Is there anyone out there that thinks that this Dodgers team is complacent? Is there anyone out there that doesn't think that this team does not have their foot on the neck of the Milwaukee Brewers? Because they certainly do, and they did it today behind a really solid start from Tyler Glasnow, who went 5 2/3 innings, gave up 1 run on 3 hits, had 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. The command wasn't pristine through 99 pitches, 59 for strikes, but still, considering how well this Dodgers rotation has pitched throughout this postseason, heading into this one, of their 8 postseason games, only once has their starter pitched less than 6 innings. Today, you're just 1 out away from pitching a 6-inning start, but I think it was a good opportunity to see what this bullpen looks like right now. And one of the major benefits of having dominant starts, like Blake Snell going 8 innings and facing the minimum in Game 1, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitching a complete game in Game 2, was this Dodgers bullpen was rested and they were ready to go. The Dodgers pen combined to give up no runs in 3 1/3 innings, allowed just 1 hit. They hit off of Alex Vesia. He was the first to come out of the pen there in that 6th inning. And the rest, you got 2/3 of an inning from Blake Treinen. He gets the hold, had one strikeout. He was nasty. Anthony Bonda went an inning. And then Roki Sasaki gets his third save of the postseason. Roki is back. The delivery looked more deliberate. The splitter to end the game was absolutely unhittable. He was fantastic. And collectively, this group offensively, they did enough to win this game. And we're going to break it down in depth, but this is a Dodgers team, just big picture. They are taking care of business. I've said on this show, it feels like a 2001 Lakers level of focus where you won your first championship as a group last year. The second one, you know how to beat a team like the Milwaukee Brewers. You know what you need to do to not give them any life at all whatsoever. But my big question in this one was, if you are Pat Murphy, Mr. Pat Murphy, look, the gimmick is up. We get it. Oh, the Dodgers are the big bullies. It's the Monstars versus the average Joes. And what does he do? He ends up going with Aaron Ashby to open things up in this game because of the left-handed batters of the Dodgers. They still had Freddie Freeman batting behind Will Smith. So you did have two righties facing Ashby. And how did that work? Shohei Ohtani, first hitter of the game, 0-2 count, and he just goes down and gets a slider, a pitch that's been vicious. Sliders, especially from lefties, sinkers from lefties, that has been his kryptonite, and he did have some of those bad habits resurface in this game. We saw some strikeouts from Shohei Ohtani, but in that first at-bat, all things considered, to step up to the plate against a lefty and get a triple to start things off, that was huge. Because next batter, Mookie Betts, he steps up to the plate. Very first pitch, he takes the sinker down, and he rips it into right, and he just went with it. I mean, he just takes it into right field, a really good piece of hitting. It's not your classic, rip it into left field. It was, I'm going to just stay down on it, push it into right field, a great piece of hitting from Mookie, and the Dodgers were able to score in that inning, and they needed that run because a couple batters later, after a Will Smith strikeout and Freddie Freeman walk, in comes Jacob Mizorowski, and he was absolutely dominant in this one. He comes right in, he strikes out Tommy Edman, he strikes out Teoscar Hernandez, and that would be my big question if I'm a Milwaukee Brewers fan. Because this is a guy that clearly can go deeper into games. This is a guy that's clearly made for this big moment. And he went 5 innings, did give up a run. We'll talk about that in a little bit. He gives up a run later in this one. But still, the decision to not go with Mizorowski, especially considering the fact that this was going to be the third straight time that the Dodgers were going to see Ashby, and you add the fact that Ashby was one of the few lefties in this postseason where you've seen some success from Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani's 3 for 3 lifetime against Ashby, now 4 for 4. So, yes, you don't have as much talent as the Dodgers. Yes, you're an undermanned team and you look outclassed right now, but you're also not making good decisions. The decision by Dave Roberts to still go with the lineup that he did, knowing that Mizorowski was going to come in, and before the game they were going Jose Quintana, and it looked like that was going to be the move. Well, the Dodgers, from a management standpoint and a talent standpoint, they have been absolutely outclassing this Milwaukee Brewers team. You can take your best record. You can take your 6-0 regular season record because no one's going to remember it. No one's going to care about it. When it mattered most, the Los Angeles Dodgers have been beating the Brewers, and it hasn't been this offensive explosion. It's been elite starting pitching. It's been great bullpen last couple of games. You got Yoshi, went 9. Today, the bullpen stepped up. And great defense. Mookie Betts making a Gold Glove level play at the end of the game. And all in all, the Dodgers, they out-hit the Brewers 5-4. They win by a final score of 3-1. You get an error by the Dodgers. There was one by Tyler Glasnow that we'll talk about. And then there was also one by Uribe that was critical too. So settle into the Dodgers Nation after party, Dodgers Dugout Live. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and hit that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. And let me know down below, is this series over? I know job's not finished, but I told you, 40-1. That is the record of teams that have gone up 3-0 in a series. We got some super chats here. We got Mile Balatzar, $50. My man, Glass dealt, bullpen supported. Ragnarowski closes. I love that. LFG. Let's effing go. We've got Blake looking like he back. America from Dirty Don 199. Yeah, we're going to talk some Blake Treinen because I totally agree with you. Blake Treinen today did look like Blake Treinen. We're going to run down the top 10 key moments of this game in a little bit. But Blake Treinen stepping into a role that he's familiar with, and that is being a dude in the postseason that you can trust in high leverage moments. He steps in that in a spot where you need him to execute. And he certainly showed why they trusted him for so many years, why they did not hesitate to give him the ball early on in the series, even though the recent results don't suggest that that's the right idea. When he comes in there in the 7th inning, it's a 3-1 game. He gets Collins to pop out, and then Chourio steps up to the plate, and it's an 8-pitch at bat. He gets injured. He hurts his hamstring, and in comes Perkins, and he struck him out with a nasty sweeper. I mean, that was the Blake Treinen that we know, where it looks like a fastball coming out, but that sweeper, it takes it to a whole nother level when it breaks and then breaks again. It's that 3-level sweep. It's like break, break, break. And it's kind of one of those things where you could tell the hitter, hey, I'm throwing the sweeper. Good luck. And they still miss it. And that when Blake Treinen stuff is on, the hitter can know what's coming and still not hit it. And I think we saw that version of Blake Treinen tonight in this one. But this is so exciting. We are living in the golden age of Dodger baseball. This is an incredible time to be alive, an incredible time to be a Dodgers fan. There was 51,000 plus in that stadium in this one. And, yeah, I saw some people saying it wasn't the most raucous Dodgers crowd. Hey, they did their thing. I saw a nice vibe in there. People were celebrating, partying, drinking on a Thursday afternoon in Los Angeles. I thought it was a good showing by Dodgers fans. And I will say I had a great moment before the game. I had a great moment before the game as I'm walking. By the way, yes, I do live this close to Dodger Stadium. I just came from the game right now, and I had an awesome moment. I'm walking into the game, going to the press box, and I see my favorite non-Dodger. I guess he's technically a Dodger, but my favorite non-Dodger ever, and it was Pedro Martinez. And I talked to Pedro Martinez, and one thing that he told me was you got to trust the Dodgers starters, and the rest of the bullpen was going to get this series. And also, he mentioned how critical it was for Glasnow to get off to a good start, minimize any damage, keep the runs low, and then when the shadows appeared at Dodger Stadium, then he would be unhittable, and he would start to really groove. And we saw that in this one. There were some moments with Glasnow where you could see what they were doing. I mean, this is a Dodgers team that they're always going to have a very calculated, thought-out attack plan. And today, Tyler Glasnow goes out there, and if you look at his pitch mix in this one, Glasnow, he ends up throwing 30% four-seamer, but you saw slider, you saw sinker, you saw curveball. He had a really even pitch mix in this one. The Dodgers have been spamming and using a ton of breaking balls to attack this Brewers lineup. And in this one, the runs against Tyler Glasnow, top of the 2nd inning, he gave the triple to Durbin. And on that pitch, a four-seamer kind of up. And then the single to Bowers, a slider that he left middle, just a not well-executed pitch. But one of the big sequences for Glasnow in this one is Bowers steals 2nd, and then Bowers is able to get to 3rd on that pickoff attempt by Tyler Glasnow. And on that play right there, Glasnow just didn't commit to the pickoff, so the mechanics weren't sound, so the ball trickles into center field. But then we got a really nice defensive play. One of the key moments of this game, there were several big-time defensive plays from the infield and the left side of that infield, and we saw the first one there in that 2nd inning with a runner going to score, potentially. Ortiz ground into a fielder's choice to 3rd, and Max Muncy does a fantastic job sliding to his left, going glove side, and then throwing a strike at home, and they get the out at home to keep it a 1-1 game. That was massive for Tyler Glasnow, who did have his best command. But if he trails in that one, then you're starting to think, okay, do the Dodgers use the high leverage guys? Do the Brewers get some confidence? So that play by Max Muncy, the much maligned Max Muncy, he'll give you the D. You guys know I love the D. When it comes to winning baseball games, defense wins championships. And Max Muncy proved on that play that he's capable of making game-changing defensive plays. Wasn't a great slide by Bowers. Probably going to take it a better slide. But where that throw was or where the tag was, a very well-executed play. Then the very next batter, you had Chourio lined to right. So they get one run on the 2 hits from Glasnow. And then after that, he was really cruising. And then in the 5th inning, Glasnow was just mowing guys. And like Pedro Martinez told me, when those shadows start coming, you're going to see these hitters start to guess. And it felt like that. He really got into a groove. And then the 6th inning, he walks Vaughn after striking out Yelich. He missed with the 4-seam fastball down and in. And then a really nice job by Dave Roberts to make that pull. Goes for Alex Vesia to get Sal Frelick. He gets him on 3 pitches. He gets him looking at a fastball up in the zone. So really nice job by this Dodgers team from a management standpoint, from a player execution standpoint. And it's fun to watch a Dodgers team find a way to score runs when it's kind of the minimum sometimes. You've seen a lot of wins. They're winning 2-1, 2-1. Today they win 3-1. And how about Tommy Edman? Bottom of the 6th inning after a 1-out single by Will Smith and a Freddie Freeman walk, Tommy Edman going up against Jacob Mizorowski. He was dealing. Jacob Mizorowski is the real deal. I think the future is Roki, Mizorowski, Paul Skeens. He's definitely in that class of pitchers that's just downright nasty, nastier than a gas station bathroom. But give Tommy Edman credit. During that at-bat, Edman doesn't just sit back and take a couple of fastballs or sliders. He hit Mizorowski's most vicious pitch of the game. He steps up there, he singles, he ambushes Mizorowski, singles to center. That scored Smith. That put the Dodgers on top 2-1. And then how about this? Another bonehead play. The Dodgers executing in high-pressure situations. The Brewers, for better or worse, choking in high-pressure situations. Teoscar Hernandez strikes out swinging, but during the sequence, Freddie Freeman, he scored on a pickoff error by Uribe. Why would you go for that pickoff attempt if you're Uribe? There's no way the Dodgers are going to try to run into the 3rd out in that situation, yet he still goes for the pickoff attempt. The throw goes wide. The Dodgers scored another run, and that's all they needed. They win by a final score of 3-1. Vesia comes back in. He was big. We talked about Treinen. He was big. How about some love for Anthony Bonda, who's been fantastic this postseason? He goes 1-2-3 in the H. Nasty strikeout of Christian Yelich. Slider off the plate. And then it was Roki Sasaki in the top of the 9th inning. The mechanics were cleaner. There was more conviction. I can tell you from talking to multiple people today at Dodger Stadium, it was a couple of things with Roki. The mechanics were a little sloppy early in his appearance against the Brewers in Game 1. 2, he was dealing with the blister that he suffered during the Phillies series at the end of that series. And then 3, he gave it everything he had in that Game 4 against the Phillies that it contributed to kind of the rebound, the bounce back. Tonight, though, he was crisp. Roki Sasaki's velocity was down in his last start. Today, Roki Sasaki, the velo averaged 98.6, topped out at 99.8. We were seeing triple digits rounded up on the gun, but it was the splitter that was so impressive. Another pitch like Blake Treinen. Hey, the splitter's coming. Watch out for the forkball. It doesn't matter. He's so good. If he executes his pitches, the dude has unhittable stuff. And it was just a great team effort by this Dodgers team. But now let's go to you guys, and pretty soon we're going to hear from Tyler Glasnow. We got tons of super chats. Welcome to the #1 Dodgers post-game show on YouTube. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I'm looking for that comment of the show. We're going to be giving out a T-shirt later. We've got Ren. Yoshi has to get Cy Young this year. Well, if it was a regular season and postseason award, I think maybe you can make the case. But Paul Skeens is winning the Cy Young. There's no doubt about that. Tom Vernia, D-Mac needs to run through West Hollywood wearing Speedos when the Dodgers win the World Series. I'm going to be at Dodger Stadium or Seattle, so I'm going to be at whatever game that is. So, hey, I wouldn't throw it against myself. I am going to go shirtless into a shoey shirtless like Dad Bod Kerr, so I will commit to that. Dark Matter 499, Ohtani needs to take 500 swings at the batting cages. I thought Ohtani, yes, there were some familiar, rough-looking strikeouts that we've seen from him. But, I mean, in a game where if Mizorowski starts this game and he's going toe-to-toe with Glasnow and it's a true pitcher's duel, you have to feel like the Brewers would have had the advantage, even though the Dodgers were able to get a run off Mizorowski. Scoring when they did early, scoring first, it was just the second time this postseason that we've seen the Dodgers score in that first inning. We haven't seen the Dodgers score in the first inning since the wild card series against the Reds. So, look, I mean, a triple's a triple, man, and it was not just any triple. Like, he literally scored on the next play thanks to that Mookie Betts double. And, yes, there were some bad strikeouts. The Koenig strikeout, it was more of the same. The strikeout in the seventh inning, it's a curveball down. And what Shohei tries to do is not swing at strikes. He's got to lay off the breaking balls down away, down out of the zone, and it's just tough. I mean, they're trying to throw the kitchen sink at him, but still, I mean, it's tough to fault a guy when you look at the overall results of the team. Today, the Dodgers ended with 5 hits. I mean, that's not a ton of hits. We want double-digit hits, and there was no Dodger today that had multiple hits. Shohei goes 1 for 4. Mookie goes 1 for 4. Both those hits coming in the first inning. Will Smith, he did have a single in this one. And I think the thing about the Dodgers, too, is in this one, they made the most of all those hits. 6th inning, when Smith, he singled to left on Mizorowski. He left a slider, one of the few bad sliders from Mizorowski on the day. Smith singles. By the way, nice job, Doc, in the powers that be, to have Smith at the 3-hole in that spot against him. A couple batters later, Edmonds singles, and he takes advantage of that Will Smith single. So they capitalized on the hits that they got. So you got to give him credit for that. So look at that. I mean, every hit was relevant. I mean, think about how wild this is. I mean, Paz did have a hit. Paz did have a hit, which is good for him. I mean, good. You want to get his confidence up. Andy Paz was able to reach on an infield single to third in the second inning, and then Shohei Ohtani, he grounded out on a slider down and in after that. But 4 of the Dodgers' 5 hits all led to runs in some capacity. Shohei's triple that led to the Mookie double for a run. Will Smith's single that led to the Tommy Edman single for a run. And then you had the Uribe error that led to a run. So, yeah, runs were at a premium in this one. The Dodgers show once again, though, we are a team that can beat you a lot of different ways. And, yeah, they haven't beat you with overwhelming offense very many times this postseason outside that wild card round. But starting pitching wins. Like, I'm going to keep saying it because it was awesome for me to get to meet Pedro Martinez, one of my lifelong favorite players. But just looking at Pedro Martinez, he's like, man, you got Yamamoto, you got Snell, you got Glasnow, Glasnow's a 1 for a lot of teams. Shohei Ohtani would have already pitched for 80% of this league. Their pitching is all-time great for this Dodgers team. And today, I give a lot of credit to that bullpen for answering the bell. Big bounce-back games for Roki and Blake Treinen. So fantastic work. But all right, guys, let's hear from Tyler Glasnow. And look, let's read your comments too, guys. I got Antonio, super producer, sending me stuff. We got Foxology 499. Yamamoto pitched a complete postseason torta. D-Mac, I'm starving. I went right in at the stadium. I got 2. It's really cool at Dodger Stadium now. They sell the fruit with the lime and the, how do you say it, tahine? With the tahine. And I got 2 of them. Crushed that. Almost choked on it because that tahine was spicy in your boy's throat. But I could really go for a torta right now because I'm pretty starving. Came right home from Dodger Stadium to get this. We got everyone's talking about Derek Jeter and Mookie Betts. All right, Yamamoto pitched a complete postseason torta. We got Lou God 499. I'll take this over the Yamamoto against Baltimore any day. We've got 199 Craig Mulrod. We got all kinds of stuff from you guys. We've got Alex. Okay, this is Jose Marquez 499. Game 4 used to be for Rich Hill and Alex Wood. We have Shohei freaking Ohtani tomorrow. I mean, Exactly. I mean, think about this. This is a Dodgers team where it's, hey, what are we getting out of Alex Wood? Oh, cool. Alex Wood? Yeah, he's the guy that's switching up his signs in the 2017 World Series. Rich Hill. Oh, don't pull Rich Hill in the 2018 World Series or the 2017 World Series. But those guys wouldn't be on this team. Those guys would have no chance of being on this team, even out of the bullpen, those guys. The Dodgers have more aces than a deck of cards, but it's the fact that you are able to have the luxury of pushing guys, and this is what you're seeing is an assemblage of talent that only a team like the Dodgers can really do. Like, what team out there, and I know all the haters out there, and this is going to further strengthen that narrative, oh, the Dodgers are buying the World Series. Who cares about the Roki Brewers, okay? Their owner's worth $1.9 billion. It's not our fault that you don't reinvest as much into your franchise as the Dodgers do, but give yourself credit. If you don't have 51,000 fans there on a Thursday, if you don't drop 20, 30 on beer and micheladas and Dodger dogs and peanuts and parking and jerseys, if you guys did not love the Dodgers like you do, if you weren't as committed to this franchise like you are, and it's not just going to the game, it's watching the game, it's listening to the game, it's an $8.25 billion television deal. If all those things didn't happen, you wouldn't have $326 million to give to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. You wouldn't have $182 million to give to Blake Snell. You wouldn't have $700 million to give to Shohei Ohtani. You wouldn't have $136.5 million to give to Tyler Glasnow. You can almost think of yourself, Dodgers fans, as part owners of this franchise. Because the truth is, a franchise is only as good as the dedication of their fan base. And it's because of Walter O'Malley moving the Dodgers to L.A. and this franchise being a part of this community and the fabric of this city for so many years, and the magic of Dodger Stadium and the amazing script uniforms and the hat and all the awesome stuff that comes with going to a Dodger game. It's that love and dedication that leads to rosters like this. So, hey, you know what? It does feel like a little bit we were born into royalty, right? And you can't choose who you're born to. Yeah, you know what? LA is a massive market, but the fan base has a major, major impact, and they're a major reason why this team has the roster that they have. Matt says, I wish I was a part owner. B says, hope Chorio is okay. Can I buy Dodger stock? Dodgers. Fly the L flag from Sam. Fans get players. Joshua Proctor. Look, I remember talking to Andrew Friedman. One thing he said, we love to reward our passionate, dedicated fans. And they're doing that, and we're reaping the benefits. And I don't know about you guys. Hey, it's like the Dave Chappelle episode. Hide the money, y'all. The broke people around. I don't care about these broke franchises, okay? I like winning. The Dodgers like winning. You like winning. We like winning. The city likes winning. It's the city of champions, and we are reaping the benefits right now. But you still have to have a team that's a team, right? I mean, just go ask the New York Mets if you can buy a World Series. Ask the New York Mets while they're getting on their flight on the way to Cancun if you can buy a World Series. Go ask the New York Yankees if you can buy a World Series. It's more than just getting the players that you want. It's about establishing a culture and just doing things on the margin. Roki Sasaki, the guy that was lights out at the end of the game here, he's getting paid less than $10 million, a $6.5 million international signing bonus, and a minor league contract. Only reason he signs with the Dodgers because of the culture that they have established. So, hey, I don't want to hear anything brokies, Brewer brokies. Forget it. I mean, keep crying. Have that lockout. They're going to find a way to win. I remember talking to Stan Kasten in the offseason. I remember asking Stan Kasten's the CEO of the Dodgers. I said, hey, Stan, is a part of the reason why this team is as all in as they are right now because of a looming lockout and a new CBA, and you want to take advantage of the current system? And he said, no, not even. He said, we're going to find a way to win whatever system is in place. So that is what they're going to do. And they're going to be financially committed in every single way possible, and we're seeing that for sure. But all right, let's hear from Tyler Glasnow. We'll get to these player interviews. At the end of the show, we're doing all you guys too. So I'm going to spend a lot of time getting all your comments. Tony Torta's, by the way, try to guess Tony Torta's girlfriend's name, Antonio. If you guys don't know, the producer of the show is Antonio. Tony Taters is the nickname, but maybe he'll comment and reveal his girlfriend's name. He's got a new girlfriend. Everyone congratulate Tony. But here is Tyler Glasnow after the game talking about going 5 2/3, giving up a run. But a start that if I told you that the 2 starts from Glasnow, 6 innings against the Phillies, he was fantastic. And then tonight, 5 2/3 in a tight game, I think you would sign up for that. But here was Tyler Glasnow just moments ago in the Dodgers interview room.
It was nice to be a part of it, but this year for sure, just kind of being able to participate and just being able to contribute to the team has felt awesome.
Dylan?
Tyler, you threw close to like 40 pitches, I think, in the first 2 innings. What adjustments did you make after that to just kind of, calm down and I guess?
I think my rhythm was a little off. I think usually when I'm off, I tend to like have different rhythm with my hands and my leg, and I think just kind of getting more into the rhythm of the game. I guess just kind of getting like a little bit more, I don't know. It's hard to explain, I guess, but I think I just got back into a rhythm. I leaned on that sinker a lot. I was ripping off everything, and it's the one pitch when I am a little late that I can kind of get back into the zone if I am a tad bit late. So I was able to get ahead with it, and I just think like the overall athleticism and rhythm was a lot better.
Let's go second row on the right.
Tyler, before the game, right here.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, Dave was asked about your postseason so far, and he said that he's seen you be able to be more present and maybe not try and be a perfectionist with every pitch. How have you felt your mental approach change?
Yeah, I think I'll always suffer from trying to be perfect, I think, but he's definitely right. I think just trying to stay in the moment and not be too hard on myself and just compete with what I have and not trying to make every pitch so perfect and tinkering and stuff in between. Yeah, I think I've just gotten into like a nice rhythm and just being able to go out there and be athletic and kind of leaning on Connor and Mark to, if I do need something, I know they're there to let me know and just kind of clear my mind and go out and throw.
Let's go 5 rows back on the far left.
Tyler, those first 2 innings were a lot of traffic, and how big was it for you to get yourself out of those and also Max's play? How huge was that?
That was huge. I think that was like the play of the game for sure. I think just having a 1-run ball game, if it were to turn into 2, it's a different story. I think after that, though, just kind of that relief of that inning, him making that good defensive play, I was able to go back out and just try to stay in the zone and get some quick outs. But it was huge play. He did a great job.
Let's go to the second row right here in the middle.
Hey, Tyler, how did you feel your slider was working today and putting guys away?
It was inconsistent at times. I think it was one of those pitches I kept ripping off of. It was okay a little bit in the beginning, kind of, and then it kind of fizzled. It was just hit or miss, kind of. And I think it played well off the sinker, and then a little bit later I just kept throwing it into the lefty batter's box. But I think I was able to get ahead with the sinker enough to still have guys kind of sitting on it. And then the curveball, I think, was my secondary pitch that helped me a lot today. Yeah.
Let's go to Russell, straight back in the middle.
Tyler, you obviously got a first-row seat to watching what Blake and Yoshinobu did. Coming into this start, I'm curious what your mindset is trying to follow what those guys are doing to get to this point.
Nothing really different. I think like them having a good game is awesome for the team. It's great, but I don't think it really changes my mentality as far as it goes. Like you have your game plan with the team, and I kind of just put that out of my mind, kind of what they've done. I think it's nice to have a 2-0 lead. That's huge. But as far as like attacking hitters or trying to execute, I just kind of just did my own thing.
Let's come up to the front row right here on the left. Just wait for the mic.
You're good. I can hear you.
Tyler, can you talk about having back-to-back strong performances first against the Phillies and tonight?
Yeah, it means a lot to me. I think, especially early on in the playoffs, like earlier in my career, I didn't have like a ton of success, and I think just being able to go out and be myself and stay athletic and pitch well, it's been feeling great. And having that bullpen outing to start felt nice, and then it carried over well into my starts, and hopefully I can keep it going.
All right, Tyler. Thanks.
Good. Thank you, guys.
There he goes, Tyler Glasnow. One thing I love that he said in that was that he didn't have as much success early in his career in the postseason, and he's another guy that's doing some narrative shattering as we speak, and you've already seen him reap the benefits of that. And you got to be happy for a guy, because earlier this year, what was the narrative about Tyler Glasnow? Dude soft, dude has to have perfect conditions, and he was dealing with a blister, or his cleats were not digging into the dirt properly. There's all kinds of crazy stuff for Tyler Glasnow. But the truth is, the dude's always been nasty. He's always been filthy. And tonight, he showed once again that in a big game, on a big stage, he can go out there and do it. This postseason, Tyler Glasnow is proving why the Dodgers believed in him, because he's healthy, for one, which is massive, but also to be able to deliver when you're not getting a ton of run support, when things aren't going your way. He mentioned leaning on that curveball. There were a couple times I think that slider was really nasty, especially that strikeout to Yelich in the third inning when he kind of front-doored that slider a little bit. And you saw him working that two-seamer. You saw him just kind of mixing things up and finding a rhythm, and he did that. He settled down because first couple of innings, you're saying to yourself, uh-oh, we might have to see 5 bullpen guys potentially, just because that pitch count was really, really getting up there for Glass. But then he really started to settle down. He's quieting the haters, and now in 2 postseason starts, he's posted a .77 ERA in 11 2/3 innings of work, 16 punch-outs. So, hey, good for Glass. I think he gave them what they needed, and he did mention that play by Max Muncy. But we got some more comments here. Welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. We've got Bleed Blue. This series is in the refrigerator. The doors are closed. The lights are out. The eggs are cooling. The Jell-O's jiggling, and the butter's getting hard. Imagine not knowing where that's from. Of course, that's our guy Chicky, the great Chick Hearn. $4.99 super chat. Hope Jays and Mariners go 7 games and extra innings. Yeah, what's the score of that right now? Steven Grant, Clayton Kershaw should pitch tomorrow. Why would you say that? I mean, they're not going to a 5-man rotation. They're sticking to 4. I mean, I don't even think they even need Clayton Kershaw for the rest of this postseason, if we're being completely honest. Throw him in there in the 9th inning. Have him get the final 3 outs. That's the dream for me. King Aztec 199. Are you worried about the 2026 lockdown at all? Catch me tomorrow on Dodgers Dugout Live. I'll have a lot of thoughts on that. 199 Alejandro, can you send my girlfriend Priscilla a shout out? What's up, Priscilla? There's your shout out. Yeah, I met a lot of people. Javier, Edgardo, Peter, a lot of fans that I met. Was really cool. D-Max UPS man. Does that mean you're a member of the San Diego Padres? $5. Glass now, cry later, go Dodgers. There we go. What'd I say? All the narratives. Glasnow's on a postseason pitcher. He gets injured. I said that was Glass then, and this is Glass now. And you got to give him a lot of credit. J.Y. Kim, $5. Roki, never a doubt, who figured out a way to bounce back from a velocity loss, especially in year 1 in a new country and a new league. Yeah, I mean, what more can you say about Roki Sasaki and how he's handled his new role, his new country, his new team? He's the guy who hit Roki bottom, really, and now he's Roki Balboa out there fighting, and Roki of the postseason. And today, there's an electricity. And I went down into the stands from the press box to watch Roki, and when he's out there, I immediately leave the press box and go down to watch him because it gives me goosebumps when the crowd starts chanting, Roki, 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 Roki. And there's this connection now. There's a connection between Roki Sasaki and the Dodgers fans where it just feels like he has their support. He feels like he's one of ours. This is his first big league team. Hopefully this is his only big league team. It's not like this is a one-year thing. This dude is under team control for 5 years after this season. So, yeah, it was great to see Roki Sasaki with that nasty splitter, that nasty forkball. That's just an absurd pitch when it's on. But the fastball velocity being back, getting that soft contact. And, hey, as great as he looked, you got to give him credit for putting the ball on the ground, trusting his stuff. But how about Mookie Betts? I mean, the defensive plays of the game, as Glasnow pointed out, Max Muncy earlier in the game, he was humongous coming up in that spot in the 2nd inning, but Mookie Betts made the other defensive play of the game. That was huge. Let's hear from Mookie Betts, who is in the Dodgers clubhouse. You got to feel good. I mean, all these narratives, I got to list them out maybe for tomorrow's show. But the narratives are crumbling. Oh, Mookie can't play shortstop. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Pretty sure you can do it at a Gold Glove level. Here's Mookie Betts from inside the Dodgers clubhouse.
I put in a lot of work. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just doing my job, that's all.
Can you put into words the the emotion that you have right now, knowing what you've accomplished, but there's still a lot of work to do, so you have to be ready and able to concentrate on that as well?
Honestly, I have zero emotions. I mean, we're up, but, you know, like Kobe said, the job's not done, so we got to keep going and just keep applying pressure.
What did you think of Max's play in the second?
Emotions?
Say it again?
Is it good to have zero emotions?
Probably. I mean, you know, it is for between people.
What did you see in Max's play at the top of the second? And also, Tyler, what did you see from Tyler today?
Muncy, that was a great play by Muncy. Sliding and getting up and throwing a really good throw. I mean, I think the throw was kind of underrated right there. He put it right on the money, nice and low for Smitty to make an easy tag. And Glass, I mean, just pitched great. Kept him off the board outside of the one run and made him work. I mean, you know, he gave us a chance to win.
When you moved over to short, it was a challenge, and you proved obviously that you're a great shortstop. Now you're arguably the best shortstop in the game. How does that happen?
I don't know. God-given abilities, but I mean, I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job, going out there and playing short. That's all.
A lot of work too.
A lot of work, but you work a lot too. So you know, it's no different than anybody else. So.
But you're not surprised that you're in this position, though, are you?
Like the Dodgers?
Yeah.
No, I mean, this is what we play for. I mean, it doesn't really matter necessarily what it looks like, but we're playing to win the World Series, and so however that comes is how it comes.
So there was Mookie Betts. I love the attitude. I love the job not finished mentality. I love that he points out the defensive stab and spin by Max Muncy there in the second inning. But also another play that I don't think anyone's going to talk about is Tommy Edman earlier in that inning after that errant throw as Bauers stole second. Tommy Edman saved that throw from him advancing to another base. So that was big time because Tyler Glasnow, he would end up throwing that one in center field. Bauers got to the third base anyway, but there was a lot of great defensive efforts in this one. There was a Kike Hernandez play where it leads to the triple, but that would probably have been a double anyway on the Durbin triple to left, and you got to respect the effort. But all in all, a great defensive performance. But let's get to your comments once again. Yeah, you guys are firing away. I love to see it. We've got Drew. This feels like 2001 Lakers team steam rolling through the playoffs on the way to back-to-back and then a three-peat. J.Y. Kim, $5. Appreciate that. D-Max UPS man back at it again. Let's do some more. We've got Scherzer versus King Kirsch. Adi Ognira. Yeah, the Legends game. Let's put it that way. We've got Ken Sato. Appreciate that. 500 yen. Dodgers need to play Gotta Fly Now as they roll Sasaki out of the bullpen. That trumpet intro playing while the crowd shouts, Roki, Roki. I love Roki Balboa, but I like that whatever song he has now, the Balada Roki. I can't do it, so I probably butchered that, but I think his current one is kind of a banger. Dark Matter, $199. I said Show had to take 500 swings at batting practice, and he did. Yeah, hey, man. Hey, everyone's listening. Everyone's listening to your comments, and I can tell you that this is the show that the organization watches. Mylau Baltzar, Glass dealt, bullpen supported, Ragnaroki. I love it. Yeah, Ragnaroki's sick too. All right, keep firing away, and we'll keep breaking this one down. Your Los Angeles Dodgers, a win away from the World Series. It was a tight one. It was another one that the Dodgers are not losing these close games. That's another thing you got to say about this team. I mean, when you just look at this series big picture, the Brewers were so close to taking game one, and the whole conversation would have been about why did you take out Blake Snell? And I think that considering where Snell was at, how good the stuff was playing, the information, him taking out his little cheat sheet to how to attack hitters, you could have certainly left Blake Snell in the game. They could have got game one. And if they win game one, they have momentum into game two. Instead, Dodgers take both in Milwaukee, and then this is a game where you use Mizorowski. And yes, if it goes to 7 games, which that would require, I think, a massive meltdown and a colossal failure by this Dodgers team, he could be available for game 7, but they fired their best bullet today. They fired their best bullet today, and the Dodgers were still able to get the win. And all of the narrative heading into this one, the Dodgers starting rotation, a 1.54 ERA as a group heading into Game 3. Yes, they deserve all the praise, but you're not going to win the World Series without some really, really good bullpen play. And the bullpen pitching today, I think, was as good as we've seen it collectively as a group. No one had an off day. They go 3 1/3 innings, gave just one hit, gave no runs, and Alex Vesia is always a big part of that. And here's Vesia from inside the Dodgers clubhouse.
It's just, there's a lot of talk about this bullpen during the regular season, but how you guys have come together right now. This was huge, how you would piece things at the back end of this game. What is just the feeling amongst the group at this moment?
I mean, it's a good feeling to, get outs, lock down the back half of a game. Obviously, tonight, Glasnow was great. For myself, it was kind of just one pitch at a time. Obviously, giving up the double wasn't ideal. Blake comes in, it continues the battle. Banda comes in, awesome, and then Roki comes in and pumping 100. So it was a good day for the boys.
To start the season, you guys set a goal to go back to the World Series. You're now one win away of just achieving being back there. What does that say as to kind of what the feeling is right now and how special that is for you all?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said it before that to win a World Series and then have front office go get some guys. It's for myself, it's super motivating. I remember working out in my gym and that was awesome. That was such a good feeling that we can potentially go and do that again. Right now we're here, and it's been a long season of ups and downs and whatnot. But we believe in each other, and we have one more, and we'll continue to play good baseball.
Alex, you guys are 8-1 in the playoffs now. Did you see a run like this coming when October started, given just that up and down regular season that you mentioned?
No, not necessarily. I think it's just when the postseason rolls around, we all kind of lean on each other a little harder. The 162 games is a long season. Things go our way, things don't. But it is a breath of fresh air when October comes around.
So there was Alex Vesia, and the Dodger dogs were barking today. They let him off the leash, and they were barking. The Dodger dogs doing their thing. 3 1/3 innings, 1 hit, no walks, 4 strikeouts, 42 pitches, 31 strikes. So they were going out there and they were attacking the zone. And that's what you want to do when you have a lead and you trust your stuff. Only hit given up was Vesia, giving up that double to Durbin in the 7th inning. But that's the big bullpen moment of the game. The big bullpen moment of the game was Blake Treinen. So give Blake Treinen credit for coming in and striking out Choria when he did. But also, I'm sure this bullpen loves what Yamamoto did for them and giving them some rest. They look rested today, and I think that was a little bit of the difference. You also had a day off, I think was massive as well. By the way, I interviewed a lot of fans before the game, a lot of ladies. I interviewed a lot of ladies before the game, and I asked them, tons of Dodgers fans, tons of ladies, yeah, they're drinking micheladas, drinking some beers, and I asked these ladies, I said, hey, if you could have your daughter date one of the Dodgers, which Dodgers player would you pick? Who do you guys think their most common answer was? Let's go to the comments here. Who do you guys think their most common answer was? I'm going to wait for some comments to run in. I'm going to raise for some to come in. We've got Vesia is so fired up on the mound, but so soft-spoken in person. That's how he gets down, man. I've asked about that competitive fire, and he said he goes in there and he blacks out, man, and that's just the adrenaline. He's a big motocross guy, extreme sports guy. He has his Red Bull. He gives everything he has, and give him a lot of credit. I mean, he goes out there, and he got the job done, too, after the Vaughn walk when they pulled Glasnow in the 6th, and he came and got Frelick with the strikeout. Okay, so we've got T-Mac always with the ladies. Hello. Okay, let's see. These are the guesses here. Remember, I asked a bunch of ladies, who would you want to date your daughter? 8 Kang says Banda, Roki. A lot of people say Roki. Some people say Banda, Sasaki. We've got Banda, Kershaw, Roki, Banda, Freeman, Tortamac. They said, okay, no, it doesn't have to be single. Freeman, Mookie or Freeman, Banda, Peruvian guy, says Dave Roberts. All of them. Mookie from Joshua Proctor. Rogi from Benzo. Mexicans love Bonda. Conforto from Joseph. Yeah, I mean, Conforto, man. Hey, he played in the regular season, so Kike would be ready to go. All right, the answer, some people said Schilt, Vetzia, Tom Niedenfear, Lance Lynn. Hey, if you brought Lance Lynn home to your mom, I guarantee that mom is going to say that he's a home run because he gives up home runs. Am I right? All right, no, you're right. It was Anthony Bonda. They all said Anthony Bonda, who has his run-out song as Selena's Bitty Bitty Bonda. But here was Anthony Bonda after the game, and look for that video and where I asked these fans these questions. It was good times, but it was Bonda, Bonda, Bonda. They were all saying Anthony Bonda. Dodgers fans love Anthony Bonda.
Go do it, man. Carry us. Take us there. And everybody's rooting for everybody. So it's not about who's going in, it's, trust me, we're all on the same ship trying to push forward to get to that World Series trophy. So.
Obviously, you're trying to stay ready in there in Milwaukee, but
yeah,
what was it like just to kind of have that different kind of vibe from the starting pitching?
It's great. It doesn't take away the lock-in effect of anything can happen at any point. It is the playoffs. It's baseball. It's gonna stuff happens all the time. So we got to be ready. We've always been told don't get caught watching the game. Be ready. Be moving around. Understand where your lanes are at and stuff like that. So it's all within that. But and then obviously what Yama did, and even Snell, we're pushing for that, and that just speaks volumes of how good they are. So yeah.
Seems like this series, the Brewers haven't really been able to play their brand of baseball so much. How big a role, has the way that you've pitched them kind of played into that, do you think?
I think, that all boils down to, the information we get and executing that game plan, really. What the scouting department's doing, the information that we're getting, how it's communicated. I think that plays the most important role, really, and all that. So all we got to do is go out and execute a game plan, and so far so good. So.
October can be, but to win 8 of your 9 October games so far, how does that happen? How does that sort of happen for you guys?
To be honest, I'm not even thinking about that. We're just taking it a game at a time. Everybody's playing really good baseball, and that's pretty much where I'm at with that. So.
There he goes, Anthony Bonda, and the one common theme: these guys are not messing around. All of these reporters are trying to bait them into almost writing off the Brewers and talking about the future. They're in the moment. They understand. I mean, Mookie dropping a job's not finished. I mean, that made my day. And the day he had with the glove, the leather in the hole to make that throw, very Jeter-like. I think maybe Mookie, if he played shortstop his whole career, he would have been a better defensive shortstop than Derek Jeter. Because I think Mookie is just so athletic and he's so talented. But Bonda right there, just so incredibly locked in, and he's been really good. I mean, it's a guy that did not make the early roster, comes back, makes it, has been great in his role. He was great last year for this team, and he was 8 1/3, give him 1 run. I mean, he's been fantastic for this organization, and he's peaking at the right time. I look at the lefties. They went out there, got Tanner Scott. Unfortunately, he's dealing with a health issue that led to surgery. But they've got multiple lefties that have stepped up. Alex Vesia has done his thing like we always expect him to do. But Anthony Bonda, where would this bullpen be without Bonda? Ask yourself that question. Do you go to Justin Robleski, a guy that's inexperienced, or a Bonda, a guy that has pitched in front of these crowds in these big moments, and he's executed, and he's been fantastic. So want to give some love to Bitty Bitty Bonda, who I can tell you from talking to fans, dude's the most popular Dodger for some of these fans. We've got Dino Ebel from Cesar. We've got Bitty Bitty Bonda from Chris Medina. Bonda's had his fire, absolutely. Dodgers baby from Andreas Arenazu, certified tour. Okay. What up, D-Mac? What's up, Vato? Have you had your torta yet? Not yet. I'm drinking my green tea. AU Potter, my own girl loves Bonda. Yeah, Eric Gagne was the man. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We got Game Over, Think Bonda, Bleed Bonda. I like that, Muad'Dib 69. All right, now let's hear from the skipper. Let's hear from Dave Roberts. I think had a really good night tonight, going out there in the 6th and pulling Glasnow. You walk Vaughn that inning. You go to Alex Vesia. He went and he got Blake Treinen. Don't kid yourself. The trust that Dave Roberts has in Blake Treinen has an impact on his performance. We saw last year in Game 5 when Dave put the hands on him. He was able to complete his appearance in that game. He went 2 2/3, and he was fantastic. But to go to Blake Treinen when he did, to go to Vesia when he did, and the lineup construction, of course, he plays a role in that as well. I thought it was a really good night for Dave Roberts in this one. But here was Doc just moments ago inside the interview room at Dodger Stadium.
They're pitching around him and doing things like starting a lefty reliever just to try and get him out in the first.
Yeah, I mean, I think, he's, one of the best players in the game, and how do you neutralize him? You throw some lefties on him, and that's what they're doing. And so, yeah, I think he's going to come out of it. He's grinding, working through it. And but, yeah, as far as kind of their approach, makes sense.
Right side in the middle.
Dave, coming into the postseason, obviously we talked about the issues you guys were having in the pen between Vesia, Treinen, and Sasaki. It seems like you guys kind of have a, kind of like a blueprint, so to speak, going forward here. How comfortable have you been with, I guess, how that's been coming together?
Very. I think the thing about our guys is they're battle tested, and they know that I've never lost faith in them. They never lost confidence in each other, and so. So to see what they're doing right now, I'm not surprised. And we knew all along that we were going to need these guys, and these guys are delivering, which is huge. And we're doing a great job of preventing runs, and the bullpen deserves a lot of credit.
And obviously, you kind of needed that extra inning today, and you went to Banda there. He's pitched once in like the last 3 weeks. How were you comfortable going to him in that situation?
I just think that Anthony's grown a lot. I think the moment is not going to be too big for him. I just feel that he's ready for whatever is asked of him. He's in a good mental space, and the stuff is obviously very good. So for me, regardless of inning, I trust him. And like I said, he's throwing the baseball, has a lot of confidence right now, and so to run him out there against the middle of the order, I had no problem with that.
Go here in the front row.
To your left. Hey, Dave, could you just talk a little bit about just Mookie's defense and what you've seen and how it continues to just evolve and gets elevates and really comes in clutch?
He's made big plays. That play going to his backhand, just to kind of let Roki settle in. He just continues to make great plays, and it's rightfully so. He's in the Gold Glove conversation at shortstop, and that was a big play. You just never know. Get the leadoff runner on. How that inning could have evolved. And earlier, that play by Muncy was a heck of a play. Infield drawn in, going to his left, spin, make an accurate throw to get that out at home. That was a big play as well.
Go here, second row on the right.
Dave, earlier this season, after one of his early outings, Roki, there's a visual of him looking emotional. It wasn't the performance he wanted to have, but for him to, go through his rookie year, come back from injury, and now deliver in these high leverage situations, what can you say about his growth?
His growth has been certainly not linear. At that point in time where, he was scuffling and emotional on the bench, and there's a lot of, video and photos of that. And for him to kind of self-reflect, get healthy, and put himself back on the radar for our 2025 ball club speaks to his fight. And, I don't think anyone could have, foreseen him in this role in April or May. And so I give a lot of credit to Roki to kind of get to that point. And now, he can look back at 2025 and look fondly at it.
Fourth row in the middle here in the blue.
Hey, Dave. I know you're up 3-0, so this is kind of a tough question, but you seem to be leaving a lot of tack-on runs on the bases, not moving runners over. And does that concern you at all?
Say that again?
Not getting runners in from third with less than 2 outs, not moving runners over. Does that concern you at all?
I wouldn't say concerned, but we got to be better. I think that you're always trying to figure out how you can improve as a ball club, and I do think that, Tommy's at bat today was huge, runners in scoring position. I thought Freddie's at bat to get him up was a huge at bat. But yeah, I do think that the situational, we can be better at that for sure. We got to be better.
We have time for 2 more. We'll start with Russell in the back there near the camera.
Doc, a lot of pitches for Tyler through that first 2 innings. What did you see that changed from him in the third that was able to allow him to get to 5 2/3?
I thought the curveball got better. The curveball started to become more of a pitch for him, and they went heavy left today, and that was a pitch that was able to neutralize those guys. I thought Will did a great job, the sequencing, using the fastball enough. But yeah, I think for me that's really proud of Tyler in the sense of the pitch count was early and knowing we still needed length from him. And for him to kind of stay, keep his wits about him and to keep making pitches, keep competing and shorten the game, that's what we need from him. And he's done that the last, call it, 6 or 7 starts.
Take our last question from Barry here on the left.
Hey, Doc. Just back to Shohei, a couple of questions. I'm just paraphrasing, but I saw you said that you didn't think he could win the World Series if he's not hitting. Now you're up 3-0 in this series. He's batting 104. Do you adjust that at all?
No, I mean, he's a big part of what we're doing. And so we're pitching really well. We're playing very good defense. Obviously, Shohei's not performing the way, he would like or we expect. But I just know how big of a part he is to this thing. And we got a long way to go. But I just like the work that he's putting in, and I'll bet on him all day long.
And now tomorrow you've got him starting to try and wrap this up, right? So the work that he has to put in to prepare for a start like that, plus the work he has to put in, how does he manage it?
Yeah, he's a unicorn. I don't know how he manages it. Every minute of the day is accounted for. He's very prepared, and his last outing in Philadelphia was a good one, 6 innings. I think he gave up 3 runs, and so I expect him to be good tomorrow, be focused, and put forth a good effort at the bat too.
There was Dave Roberts, and I pray, please baseball gods, Tommy Lasorda, Vin Scully, Jackie, all the greats, all the Dodger greats up there. Can we please get 6-7 shutty from Shohei in a 2-home run game just to shut these people up that are going for this narrative that Shohei Ohtani's this, Shohei Ohtani's that. Look, this is a gritty win for the Dodgers today. To act like this was a dominant Dodger win, it wasn't that. It was timely hitting. It was great defensive plays. Max Muncy, Mookie Betts, the infield in. Max Muncy spins, fires home. They get the run at home. Mookie Betts at the end of the game, backhand into the hole, is able to make the play. I mean, how many of you had Mookie Betts being a Gold Glove candidate on your bingo card to start the year? Dave Roberts said right there, there's one guy that believed it, and it was Mookie Betts. I'm going to play an interview tomorrow that I did a question asked Mookie Betts from FanFest. I asked Mookie, I said, hey, Mookie, is your goal for shortstop just to be a competent shortstop, just to be good, or is it to win a Gold Glove? And he said, anytime I'm playing, doesn't matter what position I'm playing at, the goal is to make the glove gold. Gold. And now he's in a position to do something that has only been done one time. Darren Erstad, he's the only other guy to win Gold Glove at 2 positions, and his was outfield and first base. Mookie's would be at shortstop. It'd be one of the most impressive feats ever. He also mentioned, look, I mean, the guy asked him about the leaving runners on base. The Dodgers go 2 for 6 today with runners in scoring position, but it's some of the little things. I mean, Freddie Freeman's at bat there in the 6th inning off Mizorowski, falls down the count 1-2, lays off some tough pitches, slider down, 4-seam up, and he's able to draw that walk that led to the Tommy Edmonds single. So my 3 big takeaways for this game. First is this Dodgers team is still riding their elite pitching from their rotation and their bullpen. But the difference between this Dodgers team is they're winning the close games that we've seen them lose years past. You don't have those heartbreakers. And this is the most chill, non-stressful NLCS that we've ever been a part of. Last year, even though that one felt like it was not that stressful, Flaherty lost in Game 5. He was sick, and you had to win in Game 6. You lost Game 2 of that series. This is stress-free baseball for the most part. Yes, there's close games, and one I probably lost my hair turned gray, lost a couple. I almost threw up in that one. But still, I mean, the fact that you're up 3-0 in this series is massive. But give me your MV3. Who are your 3 most valuable players for the Dodgers in this win tonight? But my second biggest takeaway in this one is about Shohei Ohtani. And the takeaway is that unless Shohei Ohtani has a multi-home run game, this narrative is going to persist just because it's going to be tough to get the batting average and the OPS up just because his struggles have been pretty significant. I mean, heading into this game, we know what the numbers look like. We know that it's against lefties and things aren't looking good, and you worry about, okay, is Shohei Ohtani feeling the pressure? Is he feeling the pressure? And am I crazy, or is he not getting any credit for that triple that he hit early in the game? Is he not getting any credit for that? I don't understand it. I really, really don't. I mean, 12 strikeouts in his last 25 at-bats heading into this one, and we know what the numbers look like when he's hitting and after he pitches. He went in days that he pitched during the regular season, 12 for 54, days where he started 5 for 34. We know all those numbers, but at the end of the day, it's about winning, and I think for Shohei, if he has a monster World Series, hopefully we can put this narrative to bed. He's a sub-200 postseason hitter, but I think the attention that he attracts still helps this team win in a big way. And the third biggest takeaway is that this is a Dodgers team that has a different mission this year than last year. And this run feels very different than last year's run. Last year was the Dream World Series, right? It was the World Series you dream of as a kid. 2024 World Series, it's the Yankees, Dodgers, you get there. This run, it feels like they're on a mission to the point where they just want to etch themselves in history as a dynasty type of team. And nothing is going to get in between them and another World Series, whether it be the Brewers, whether it be the Blue Jays or Mariners. The focus from each individual player on this team to just win a baseball game. And I think today, for anyone out there saying, oh, the Dodgers are their payroll, this and that, today, the Dodgers were a gritty team. Let's not forget this, Dodgers Nation. The Dodgers are the one wild card team that's still in the postseason. They're the wild card team. They're the team that had to play 2 extra games. They didn't blow out the Brewers in this one 10-2, 10-1, 13-4. They didn't blow out this team. They find ways to win, and that's what makes this a great Dodgers team. I think the focus for the 2025 Dodgers team is higher than any team collectively I've ever seen this organization, and I've watched this team my entire life. You can just feel it from the players talking to them. You can feel it from the coaches. This team is all business, and they're not going to truly celebrate until they get that final out of the World Series. But let me know down below in the comments section, what are your biggest takeaways, and give me your MV3, the 3 most important players that led to this win. First one, I'm going Mookie Betts. The double in the first inning that drove in Shohei Ohtani to give the Dodgers a 1-0 lead, and then the big defensive play in the 9th inning. That was massive. That did not put the tying run at the plate. If that play does not go well, they're in a tough situation where you got the tying run at the plate. You don't want to put Roki in that situation. So a phenomenal effort, a risky play in some sense, but he had the confidence to go out there and make that play. Second, I got to go with Blake Treinen. I know you're thinking to yourself, wait a second, Blake Treinen? Should it be Roki? He gets the save? I look at Roki. He came out there and he did his job and he did it well. He was facing a part of the lineup where you got Vaughn, Frelick, and Durbin. And yes, those guys, especially Durbin, has really had a good series. He goes 2 for 3 in this one. But you're talking about the bottom of the order, the bottom of that order where you got a team where you want them, right? I mean, you got Vaughn, 5, 6, 7, that part of the order. It's a clean inning. Blake Treinen came in a big spot with the tying run on second base, and that was a tough spot for him to be on the mound. And we saw Blake Treinen's pitches, like execution-wise, like we've seen at his very best. So I think Blake Treinen, he's my second one. Let me know down below. Give me your MV3 in this one. But yeah, it's a 3-1 game, and you got a tying run at the plate. If he hits a home run, that's out. But if Chourio gets a single there, it makes it a 3-2 game. But you got a tying run at the plate in Chourio. He hurts his hamstring, and Blake Treinen's able to get that strikeout. So big credit to Blake Treinen. He's my second one. Third one, I had to go with Tyler Glasnow. I mean, he didn't have the best command early on. He was walking guys. The pitch count was getting up there. 19 pitch first inning. You're thinking to yourself, man, is this going to be a 3 or 4 inning start where you're going to have to go deep into this Dodgers bullpen? But he's able to find that rhythm. He was able to give them 5 2/3 innings of run ball on 99 pitches. So Glasnow, Betts, and Blake Treinen. That's my MV3 in this one. We'll get a comment of the show coming up, and then we got Shohei Ohtani tomorrow. We got 999, LOL Treinen. Guy got lucky. Brewers are swinging at the wind. You try swinging at that pitch, man. That sweeper looks like a fastball, and it just had another gear and flew out of the zone. I mean, yeah, you have to earn the right to be that nasty. We got Yelich looks lost at the plate. Milan, we've got co-MVP of this series, Snell and Yoshi. We'll see. We'll see how things play out. We've got another game tomorrow. Hopefully that's the last game. But a couple more here. We got some super chats, and then we're going to let you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for joining us here on the Dodgers Nation, Dodgers Dugout Live post-game show here on the Dodgers Nation Network. We got the Bailalo, we got Muncy from Robert Maxwell. Yeah, Muncy's a sneaky one. It was a great defensive play that prevented a run. Blake doing it for the pitchers. We've got number one Machado fan hates D-Mac. We've got, D-Mac, eat that glizzy. He's got a picture of me. Hey, thanks. Hey, I would say, why don't you watch your own team's postseason and postgame show? Oh, wait, that's right. You guys are in Cancun, and the Padres are still without a World Series. I mean, that's just pretty embarrassing. That Padres team is an absolute train wreck. We've got our dogs turned into Tyler, into a dog from, yeah, I like that too. Shohei and Treinen are improving game to game. Ellis Shiva Jones, Muncy, Glasnow, Mookie. I love it. We've got Unk Treinen made me proud from Dirty Don. Good pitching trumps good hitting. Boo, Machado. We got, all right, awesome. All right, guys. Mookie, Roki, and D-Mac. Thanks, Michael Boyer. I love that. I'll take that MV3 status, even though I think there was 25 guys that were better than me. 26 for sure. We got a couple more here. Apparently, Max Scherzer's dealing. Okay, we got, here we go. Some more. I like these. My boy Tony Tater's hooking. By the way, we got the comments of the show. You don't even have to super chat all the time, but it does jump you to the front. WN, get ready for the win tomorrow. DMAC, get ready for a double shoey on the rocks. There will be a shoey if there's a sweep tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that. I'm actually sick, too. I kind of have like a low-key fever. My stomach's been kind of weird, but I'm fighting through it. Blake Snell raps like DMAC dances. Nando 390. Don't make me do the Mark Madsen. Muad'Dib, Dodgers destined to go back-to-back. Mr. Evil Pork Chop 100. Blue Crew, more like Who Crew. That's a comment of the show. I like some good trash talk. The Who Crew. We've got Michael Boyer, Dodgers Mac, the Vince Scully of the new millennium. Wow, that's high praise. Appreciate you, my man, Mr. Boyer. Joshua, this team has so much chemistry. You can see it. They really play for one another. D-Mac, who is the NLCS MVP from Rosa Mosa 199. It's a good question. Because if the starters don't go multiple innings, it'd be tough to give it to Yoshi over Blake Snell if they both went one start. We know Snell could have gone out there, and his could have been a shutout. And Yamamoto, he gave up the home run first pitch of the game. He was dominant after that. On a hitter side, I mean, if Freddie Freeman, if he has another big game, he had 2 big walks today that contributed to the win, had that big home run. Teoscar had a big home run. He goes 0 for 3 today. Position player side, I think it's still up in the air. If I had to pick right now, it would be really tough. Honestly, I think it's going to come back down to tomorrow because I look at Mookie was 0 for 7 heading into this one. He goes 1 for 4 with the double. Shohei 1 for 4 with the triple, had an RBI single. Hey, if Shohei has a big day at the plate, a double, a home run, and pitches 6 shutout, I'd go with my original pick, Shohei Ohtani. But I think right now, from a position player side, Kike Hernandez, another guy that's been big in this series, but hey, right now, might as well go to the complete game. and that's Yamamoto. Even though, man, the game score probably goes to Blake Snell. Just co-MVPs, Blake Snell and Yamamoto right now. That's my pick. Co-MVPs, Blake Snell and Yamamoto. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of the Dodgers Nation Postgame Show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Just one win away from heading back to the World Series, up 3-0 over this underdog Brewers team, the Average Joes, the Who Crew, as we're calling them now. And hopefully tomorrow they finish the job with Shohei Ohtani on the mound. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Hit the subscribe button. Like I said, enjoy the rest of your night. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger baseball. Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Roy, the parade. We got a parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship.